Welcome back to the Ratchet Ramblers podcast presented to you by the CSPN. Through some technical difficulties, we are live on a Friday evening, well, night, my time. I'm one half of your host, Jeremy, aka Black Dante on Twitter, aka Confucius, aka I got my W2s today, aka Ching Ching Bling Bling, aka you know what? I think after that, I should just shut the hell up. So, I am joined by my friend and co-host.
Yes, it is I, London's mom, aka Intense Desire, aka I too got my W 2s and also filed my taxes already. So when the 29th hits, they will be processing my shit ASAP. You
Yes,
got you got to be proactive about your money, people.
that's
If you
correct.
owe Uncle Sam, wait till April the 15th to pay his ass.
Yes, usually my like my aunt, I mean not my aunt, my cousin is an accountant, and
Mm.
she usually do everybody taxes in the family and shit. And that's why I let her do them. Or my friend Misha, she did mine for me last year, but I think this year I'm gonna try to do my own. So I'm gonna do them tomorrow. I'm gonna because I think Misha used TurboTax, so I think she gonna like walk me through it and shit. Because I ain't never did it myself. So, but I'm fine
Yeah,
mine tomorrow.
yeah. Mike used TurboTax. The funny thing is that Um, my mom used to do taxes when I was growing up, so I learned how to do taxes from her. But there's a lot of free software out here that will is literally like TurboTax. I know TurboTax offers a completely free option for federal now. And it's also, if any of our listeners are reading, if you don't have complicated tax situations and you can file any of the 1040, so 1040 EZ, 1040 or 1040A, you can use website like Free Tax USA. It's completely free. Um, I before I was before I had London and tax write offs and a lot of complicated grown up tax shit. I used to use Free Tax USA. Never spend a dime to prepare my federal taxes, and my shit would go direct deposit in 5 to 10 business days. And 10 business days was the long end of it. I typically would get my shit back in 5 business days. They update the software every tax season with us, so all the new credits, anything of that nature is all there. If you input something wrong, the shit gonna give you a big whoa there. That don't seem right, honey.
Hold on there.
Let, let's go back and look at that. Like so, yeah. So again, it's called Free Tax USA. TurboTax offers a free option as well for filing federal. Most state tax, you can file for free through the state tax websites or whatever. Like they have it set up where you can file your taxes directly through them for free. So keep that in mind. You ain't got to spend a dime to go through H&R Block and that other one that they do at Walmart. Get every dime that's yours this tax season.
Yes, get all of the money. Secure the bag. You already paid for the bag, so go ahead and secure it.
Correct.
And speaking of securing the bag, let me pay bills right quick before we get into the show. As I said, you are listening to a CSPN production. We are part of this Coast of the Podcast Network, the CSPN. You can go to our website cspn.us and click that podcast tab and click Ratchet Ramblings and listen to all of our episodes thus far. And if you like what we had to say talking about these reality TV shows, share the show, like the show, leave us comments on the website, on the episodes, and just because I do go and check those periodically. And if you like us, leave us a review. However you listen to your podcast through your podcast listening devices. Um, rate us, leave reviews. Hopefully, no one star woes. And Yeah, just and interact with the show page. The show page at and the link is always in the show notes. And if you like, yes, and hey London, hey
Hey,
London,
hey. Say
it be my
divine.
cookie. And and if you enjoy this podcast and you enjoy London's adorable baby coos, and you can get through me sounding like pan of motor oil, you can help us out by clicking that Keep Our Podcast free tab on the right hand page, the right side of the page on our website, and shop with all of our many sponsors. It's no extra cost to you. All it does is help our boss man and CEO Classic keep the lights on and keep all these podcasts free. And we got something for everybody. It seems like every day there's a new podcast added to the podcast network. So really proud of Classic for what he's been doing over these years, helping this podcast network grow. And I feel honored to be a part of that. Starting with Crown and Collars, I think at this point, I think with me and Dan, we're the longest tenured show on the on Cold Slither right now. Um, and I'm honored that we could help the network grow and continue to put out content that people love and enjoy and like to listen to. And I'm thankful that I'm doing that now with another one of my friends and Candace. And so it's really dope. And like I said, there's no extra cost to you. Just help us keep the lights on and shit in here and help us grow and keep giving y'all great content as a podcast network. Uh,
Yay, yay.
yeah. All right. All right. And with that said, speaking of this content, let's get into it. This was a decent weekend reality TV. This, this,
Yeah, I can't say that I'm disappointed. The one thing that I'm very glad they did was gave us a break from Love and Hip Hop New York.
listen,
Uh,
listen. Let me tell
I
you
feel
something.
like right. Tell them, Pooh. Do tell them. What? Mama? Yeah, need a break. Yeah. You give mommy a kiss. Thank you. But so having two love and hip hop songs in the same day is kind of overwhelming, honestly. Cause
True.
one, it ties up your night. Because normally we used to watching love and hip hop at 6 Mountain Time, 8 Eastern Time, and then we could go ahead and clock out. Being stuck with it till 10 p.m. Eastern Time, like people don't gotta go to bed and shit. It's a lot. It
Yeah.
is. It is a bit tiresome, So I was glad about that. And so let's jump into Miami. I want to go ahead and get Shay Johnson out the way. Bucky, Shay, I wanted to suck the smegma off Flavor Flav, Dick Johnson. I got broke up with on Love and Hip Hop reunion and had to watch my ex propose to his baby mama while I was backstage. Child, girl,
AKA my wigs are offensive as fuck.
aka her wig is need to come off. Her wig need to come off.
Her wig do need to come off.
Her wig needs to come off.
Her wig need to come off. It need to die. It needs to be thrown away. It needs to be discarded. It needs to be classified as a threat to humanity because her wigs are fucking awful.
You know what's so crazy to me is that it's been a long like the wigs bad wigs on Love and Hip Hop franchise is not a new thing.
It's a staple.
But her wigs literally look like hair hats. Like they literally look like you could go buy them out the same place where you buy a fitted hat for your boyfriend.
Right.
Like I
Shay's
literally
wig.
feel like the only thing missing from Shay's wigs be a brim.
All right. All right. Shay's wig.
Okay,
Shay's wigs definitely look like they come from a health store that also parts times as a check cashing place and a liquor store.
it do, it do. That is a perfect description.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you be know what you be doing with some shit. She definitely looked like she cash her check, sell food stamps, and buy her wigs in the same store.
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
And it's disappointing. That's not a compliment, Shay.
Right.
Not
That is not a feat. That is defeat. That's what your wig look like. Defeat.
you disappoint. Like all of these, you defeat, deception, dismay,
Right.
discord, discourse,
Despair.
despair.
Disparaging. Just all the negative D words. That is what your wig is, Shay. That shit is awful.
That
Even my
shit
Love
is
and Hip Hop stand up.
horrendous, child. What is how can help us help you?
But shit, she don't want no damn help. That's the problem.
Help us help you with that wig, girl, honey,
It's like it's just,
baby.
it's just awful. You know what it is? It's like somebody. It's like her wig is like somebody rolled up some leaves into like a Dollar Tree bag. Like you know those dollar trash bags that you get from Dollar Tree or Dollar General. Like somebody just raked up their yard and put some leaves in the bag like that. Them little cheap $1 bags, and it would be Shay's wig.
It's like I can't even believe like what you got going on, baby.
Right. You know that the set we could do a whole ass show on just her wig alone if we
On
wanted.
them wigs,
Because that shit is awful. It is
them
it is
wigs.
bad. It is bad. Shay's wigs are the embodiment of a track that Mary J. Blige started, but halfway through said fuck it and then just threw it away.
Yeah,
It's just awful. Oh, it's awful. But we don't spend like 10 minutes just talking about her
on
wig.
that wig. Like wow, this the one from the party, the blonde one that looked like she had put a honey bun on top of her head and shit. And I don't mean no disrespect to honey buns, but the shit looked like a cinnamon roll was just on top of her fucking head.
So she had academics on her head.
Pretty much, she had a startled honey bun on her head.
Yeah,
True, she did.
yeah, yeah. So I guess we could talk about what actually happened on the episode with her. When we'll probably still circle around to that wig again. But
I'm never forgetting that wig.
never. The North remembers.
That wig.
Yo, her hair looked like a White Walker's hair. Like the White Walk.
Jeremy.
Too far? Okay, cool, cool.
No,
My
you
bad.
ain't lie. That's the one thing I want to tell you about is that you did not lie. However,
Too soon? Okay, okay. But
she
but
leaves a lot to be desired. Even though her behavior, first of all, let me say something. I may have underestimated or I may have been a bit harsh on Baby Blue because I wouldn't apologize to that bitch for nothing.
yeah, he
He is a good person, and I did not think he was because
well, first of all, he don't look like a good person. That's number one.
he looked like a neck bone, but
He
that
don't-
is beside the point.
he definitely look like he'll steal your plate at Thanksgiving.
He definitely looks like he steals. Period.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he just be stealing.
hmm yeah. You know what? As a matter of fact, yes, he looked like that one stealing ass cousin in the family that don't nobody leave their purse or their wallet around.
That is him. That is Baby Blue.
Yes.
And what is so awkward about it
Oh
is
God.
like he really was like, I apologize, for jumping off at you and she like, I guess I forgive you. Bitch, you came to these folks' show and showed your natural born ass
And them unnatural ass wigs.
in them thank you, in them unnatural synthetic ass wigs and had the audacity to act like you was above accepting an apology that you didn't deserve.
When I was live watching it, I was like, well, damn, Baby Blue, that was that, you a better person than I gave you credit for, and I'm like, so Shay, you not going, so you just, I was waiting on it. I was like, so Shay, you not going even apologize,
You just gonna be a dickhead. You're not gonna even attempt to apologize.
like you not
Nothing.
You're not even gonna,
Zero?
right, like
Zilch?
zilch. Like you're not even gonna attempt to like even admit that your behavior was also fucked up. Like you not after you just told Pleasure P that you was like, so you just mm, mm, mm.
So she's my least favorite character on Miami. And
Easy.
that's a strong feat considering
That is a thing.
young Snollywood, but she is the most entitled, no career having heifer I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I think she's at least in my top three least. Like this is her, Trick Daddy, and Young Snobby Wood, as you said. It's them three. Maybe depending on the week and what they do in the episode, it might be changed around for like 1 to 2. It's rotating, but they definitely hold my top three least liked. They hold that down for me.
Yeah. No, seriously. Something about Shay just really rubs me the wrong way nonstop.
Right. I still can't believe she used Lil Scrappy as a measurement of honor and having her back. Like I know we talked about that last week, but it still just blows my mind. She was like, Scrappy had my back more than you do. And I'm like, we talking about the same Lil Scrappy?
Yeah, I was like,
But you know what? Baby Blue, he tried. When Pleasure PX showed up, he tried. He was like, AOB. He tried. He, he was trying to stall like a motherfucker.
he just couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it. I give him A for effort. He tried. I was like, God damn, Baby Blue, you growing on me. You tried. You bless your heart. He was like, I don't know where P is. Shay was like, where P? He was like, he stepped outside. I don't know. He was like, hey, Shay, try some of this food. It's delicious.
Yeah, one thing I can say, the bitch got sniper aim with the ice cream cone.
Listen, let me tell you something. She is about, if not the best, or at least top five that we have seen as far as throwing things in the history of Love and Hip Hop franchise. She at least she up there, if not the best with aim, because she hit her point blank accuracy, like sniper accuracy. Like I felt that shit, and I was watching from my home in Georgia. I was like, oh, I felt that. That stung me.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
So it's like how your throwing accuracy, but your wig picking accuracy is off. Like how that work?
Yeah, like how you know about everything but how to pick a fucking wig?
Right. How you know about the aerodynamics of throwing shit, but don't know the symmetrics of a good wig? How does that work, Shay? How?
How?
One
Tell us
plus
how.
two. 1 plus 2 is equaling Hachu right now.
Yeah,
What did you think of the X just showing up though?
Baby Blue wasn't honest with her, so that's on him. Because she thinking she just popping up on a single man.
You mean Pleasure P?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's on Pleasure P, yeah, because she just thinks she popping up on her single ex, who was just talking about rekindling shit. Now he talking about you should have told me you was coming. What for? I should have told you.
Right.
I don't understand.
That nigga, hey, Pleasure P was like, he was like, I don't do surprises. No, before we even get to that, before the end, like when he had that conversation with Shay, and Shay was like, this the other thing. Like she apologized to him and was like, I was wrong, and let's try to work this out or whatever. And this nigga said, well, hold up now, nobody's perfect. Shay was like, what that mean? I ain't gonna lie, I felt a little bit a thing for Shay, a smidget of humanity for Shay did, because she dead ass was like, you know what, I'm here for you. I'm gonna try to make this work. I'm gonna try to make amends. And this nigga Pleasure P said, well, nobody's perfect. She turned around, she was like, what that mean?
That was her signaled in, but she too pressed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cause
Like
that's
how
yeah,
am I? Because I never heard nobody use the line or the saying nobody's perfect, and it wasn't because they just did some complete fuck shit.
right.
Like that's
Nobody's
the fuck
perfect.
shit bat signal.
Right. Nobody's perfect is definitely the line of a nigga that's doing some shit he ain't supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you know what? You know what? Soon as he said that, remember when ironically it was a little Scrappy. Remember when fucking Kurt had said that shit to Scrappy, and Scrappy was looking at him like nigga.
Yeah.
When Kurt was talking about, well, they nobody's perfect and they crucified Jesus Christ, and Scrappy was looking at him like, boy,
If you don't sit your goddamn pistol grip chin ass down somewhere, telling that
right,
whole monkey ass lie,
right.
nobody's perfect.
That's what it reminded me of when Pleasure said that to Shay. He was like, nobody's perfect, and he was like, you know, he was like, everybody make mistakes. That you right, that should have been her signal, but she just too damn. That should have
Mm-hmm.
been a red flag right there. Like, hold on now.
I was like, oh, this is a lot.
Right,
And that girl, that poor girl, like, how do you? This is what I understand. Like, why be a hoe ass nigga about it? Why not be honest with that girl? Because you didn't let this girl walk unknowingly into some bullshit.
right,
She don't know shit about a Shay,
right,
and you ain't said shit about a Shay. Now you
right,
done got this girl hit with a cone full of soft serve.
right.
Monkey ass.
At point blank range.
It went right in her temple. That shit said, "Doom." I was
Right.
like, "Hey."
It was like Shay had a red beam on the shit when she threw it, and it
And
hit
she
the mark
definitely
perfect.
had the scope on it.
Right, right.
It was,
Yep.
it was,
It was
it
it was
was,
it was it was Steve Nash from the free throw line accurate.
yeah, it was definitely like Horace Grant precision. Like,
Yes.
oh,
It was like,
oh,
oh, I felt bad. I was like, oh,
mm,
oh no, baby, what you doing? Oh,
mm.
mm,
Hey, oh,
yikes. But
well,
but yes, I think that's it with that. We're gonna circle back to how terrible Shay we is.
we own it all season. As long as she on that
Honestly,
TV screen with them wigs uh looking like hell, we on her neck about it. Like a
right,
good wig should be, but it ain't.
right, correct. So that happened, and then do you want to save the Malik shit for last, or do you want to get into the thing with Amara and young Snobby Wood?
We could go to Amara, Veronica, and Young. Ugh,
Young Throw Up?
yeah, Young Barfwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so listen. Here's the thing. If we are going to build a friendship, one thing I don't need you to do is anchor apologies toward me to your pussy. Um, let's get that out the way about Veronica.
yeah.
An apology for your friend should not have been contingent on you going on a date with somebody like Young Hollywood. That's first and foremost. And you were being trifling about that. Because you
Yeah.
should have been like, no, I'm not going on a date with you to get you to apologize for something you were clearly wrong about.
Right. If you was
You
gonna
can either
apologize, oh, go ahead. My bad.
yeah, no, you can either apologize or not. But that has no bearing on me going on a date with you. If she wanted to go on a date with Young Hollywood, she should have just went on a date with him. But the whole, well, if you apologize to her, then I'll go on a date with you. You corny, he corny, y'all deserve each other.
Yeah. Um, and I looked at it because I had to rewatch it to catch to refresh my memory, and I watched the scenes where they like the cast is watching as we watch, and like in between scenes or they'll pause for the action, then the cast members will have commentary. And Veronica said she should have never done it. Like that doesn't absolve, like Candace said, that doesn't absolve her from being corny in this situation. But she said she shouldn't have done it, and she should have seen that young Hollywood wasn't sincere in trying to apologize, and she should have never got herself in that situation. Again, not absolving it, and I completely agree. She's corny, like Candace said, but just throwing that little extra.
Yeah.
yeah, extra content to the listeners and stuff, because everybody might not have seen it.
I got you. I see what you're saying. I
Also in that, Young Hollywood definitely doubled and tripled down, and he did the shit that James R does on Love and Hip Hop New York, and talk in the third person and refer to himself as like Big Poppy four or four for some lame shit. But he is who we think he is. He is an asshole. He is lame, and ironically, he is ignorant and racist towards his own. So, but continue, Candace. I just just throwing that in there for the listeners. But continue.
no, I think that's a very poignant thought, is that no, like people like him don't do things out of kindness, and we need to stop acting like, one, he was never sincere about the apology. And then he made a comment like, I don't have to apologize to get pussy. Well, that's exactly what you did, sir. That's
Yeah. So
exactly what
what is
you
true?
did. You negotiated a date with a woman who technically wouldn't have looked at you twice by saying, okay, I'll apologize to your friend if you go have drinks with me. You corny.
Right.
You
That's
are
some
very corny.
correct.
And so get to our girl Amara, and we love Amara here on the show. Let's get that out the way. She just seems like a really sweet soul, but she also is really kind of naive, and so I think her reaction, uh, her cutting Young Hollywood off at the balls was perfect. Like, no, nigga, don't try to apologize to me, because they more than likely had each other's numbers. So if he wanted to apologize to Amada, he could have reached out to her privately and apologized to her. That's
I
first and foremost.
I agree.
And two, um, Amara is upset that Veronica is still gonna see Young Hollywood, and if you see him again, if y'all hang out, if y'all do this, that, and the third, you not my friend. I don't have. I get it. I get it. But one, they don't seem to be longtime friends for her to be putting those type of demands on another woman's vagina. And two, um, it shouldn't come to that. If if somebody that you trying to build a friendship with is comfortable building a friendship or a relationship of any sort with somebody like Young Hollywood, who thinks like Young Hollywood, who behaves like Young Hollywood, you don't have to snap. You don't have to go off. Take the lesson, pack it away in your pocket, and pay her in dust. I would pay Veronica in dust, because Veronica and Young Hollywood are two peas in a pod. Because Veronica, one of the before I knew who she was, I remember seeing her video come across my timeline on Twitter, and all I could think about is this non-black woman loves saying nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, niggas that, niggas ain't shit, niggas this. Like, it, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm not at all
initially
shocked that she's not going to bat for Amarta like she should.
Yeah, initially, because we have a chat, me, Candace, Curtis, and Tay, and we talk about the show and stuff. And initially, my initial reaction was I felt like Amara should put hands and feet on Veronica, but in watching it again and kind of reeling back and seeing that, I take that back. I think she should be wary of Veronica because Veronica has already shown her hand, and I'll agree with Candace. I retracted. I agree with Candace. Like you don't. I understand why Amara turned up, uh, and I do feel she had the right to, but I feel like with some people, like you said, pay her in dust, and like you like, oh, so you were in cahoots with the motherfucker that disrespected me, and you was all rah rah and girl power, but the fact that you even took this offer, oh, okay, I see how you get down. So you know what? Let me just remove myself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Let me just remove myself. Let me not stoop to his or your level, and let me just remove myself. And and sometimes, like I get it. We get it. Sometimes in the moment you're not thinking like that. Sometimes you, in your anger, justified even. you might not think like that, but you know, in that situation, I think it would have been a lot better if she was just like, "Oh, I see you for the kind of conniving, snaky bitch that you are. Let me just, you know what, it's cool. Y'all have y'all evening or whatever. You know, thank you for coming out or whatever. And let me just remove myself because y'all moving funny in the light, and I just can't rock with that kind of shit."
Yep, that's all it would have been for me.
Yeah,
It's okay. I don't like the way you moving,
yeah,
and let me call it a day. And I even said, like I said yesterday on Twitter, like you don't have to fight and have a drag out for everything. Just once you know where you stand with somebody, and it's not in a place that you comfortable with, just go on about your business.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. And that's a lesson that I'm having to learn myself because like I've been where Amara was, and it's like, oh, you motherfuckers moving shady. Like, let me tell you, motherfuckers, and like sometimes that's warranted, and sometimes you do need to let a motherfucker know how they got you fucked up. Other times, sometimes the silent, oh, I see how you move. Let me just quietly remove myself. Sometimes that's the better approach, and I feel like in that situation, the quiet approach might have been the better approach because when you stoop to the level of a fool, you only make a fool out of yourself because you can't shame the shameless. And obviously, Hollywood nor Veronica has any type of shame about them at all for how they move like weirdos and they corny as fuck.
Yeah, they are very corny.
Right. And like you
Like
said, they two peas in a pod and they deserve each other.
they do. So that was what I had for
Yeah.
that. Did anything else happen on Miami worth talking about?
Not that I can think of. I think the only other thing was Malik and oh, you know what? Just a mention. Get Prince the fuck off my TV screen. He might be lame. Well, he might be lamer than fucking Hollywood. Maybe. I think Hollywood with the sizzle put him over, but Prince, because I don't care about Prince in this damn storyline. And like, first of all, Prince talk like his balls ain't dropped, so it's really hard for.
Oh yeah, I had to really think hard about who that was. Yeah, the dude that
That's a damn shame.
first of all, everything revolving around Prince storyline, even that white girl that's a DJ who looked 57, get them the fuck off of here. Please.
Right.
Like
Like
child, Prince about 19 arguing with a woman that's about 119.
right. Like we like what? Like and like first of all, I can't take his player. I'm the prince. What the prince, the squire, what the fuck ever Miami seriously, and this motherfucker sound like if the delivered nigga was actually straight. I can't take that shit seriously.
No,
Like I can't take him seriously, and like I say, I don't care that he mistreating his girl or whatever because it seemed like she fed up and about to leave the nigga. And if you leaving the nigga, and if you about to leave the nigga or leaving the nigga that's mistreating you or talking you in all kind of way, then what else can I say? Shit, fuck that nigga.
yeah,
What else
his
can
whole
I say?
storyline is uninteresting to me.
All right,
I
so
wish it weren't, but it's kind of like I don't really care about two two dumbass club promoters.
pretty
Like I
much,
want to care, but I just don't have it in me to care for real. It's just kind of like, what is this? Y'all just
right,
start letting anybody on. Y'all was like, fuck it, and you get a spot, and you get a spot, and everybody get a spot. Like,
right,
no, thank you, thank you, but no, thank you. Have a good day. Thank
right.
you.
So you missed the mark on that one, Mona, because we don't care.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's that, and then JoJo. And
JoJo. Is this the gay? Is this the two gay guys?
no, JoJo is the one that's the fashion designer.
Oh,
And
her parents.
yeah,
Child. Listen, her daddy act just like one of them cartel ass niggas.
right,
I spend $1 million so I don't have to give you another dime of my monies. Like what?
right.
And the
Like
reason they divorced is because she don't want to move back to Mexico. What?
right,
All of that, my nigga, all of that because your wife doesn't want to keep moving back and forth between Mexico and Miami.
right,
Just the flight alone sound annoying. Constantly having to go from Miami to Mexico. Your daughter is living in Miami, but you want me to be in Mexico, so should something happen to my child, I can't even. I gotta go across customs to get to her. You sound fucking dumb. I'm sorry. I mean no harm, but no.
I mean, you didn't lie. First of all, he definitely sound like the drug cartels that Lily allegedly said killed her daddy.
He definitely got a storyline coming in Narcos.
Definitely, definitely. So that was yeah. That's the only other thing that happened. Before we get to Malik and Bobby Light's dude, I forget his name, but I remember Malik.
First of all, something about how emotional he got scared me. Like,
Who talking about Malik?
yes.
Yeah, that was
Like he really lost his whole cool in the middle of a club or a restaurant or some shit. Like crying crocodile boohoo tears.
yeah, that
I was
was
like, this is a lot.
yeah, I agree. That was whew, that was a lot. That was a lot. A club full of strangers, like that was yeah. Uh, but I listen, and I mean no harm by this. I don't. Um, I who 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 thought Malik was completely heterosexual? You know what I mean? Like at the very least, at, at least by at least, like you know, I and like I get it, like society pressure. You know, we definitely listen. I know we at this podcast know full damn well how trash straight people, cishet people are in the society. And it seems like damn near every week, every week straight people go out their way to make themselves look like the assholes that they are. So trust me, we know. I and I know that a lot of LGBT people sometimes have to navigate and not be themselves just to survive because again, straight people, cishet people, we are trash. But I just when I saw Malik, I just didn't get heterosexual from him. I thought maybe at least bi, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so I do wanna because I don't you know I'm not trying to make light of that and I do understand. So peace to him for being himself. You know I just didn't pick up like who's thinking that he was completely straight. Like I said, at least bi at least if
yeah.
not you know full gay. But you know that was just me.
No, yeah, you were right. I think that's all I got for Miami. I don't have nothing else for Miami.
Yeah, you know yeah.
Let's go to let's get Black Ink out the way because it was like kind of interesting, but not. So
Yeah.
it
Oh, but
shouldn't.
well, before we do, tying it back to Malik real quick, and then we'll wrap up and go to Miami. Bobby Lights, when he found out his dude and Malik talking, he is going to fucking flip.
Yeah,
He is going. He is going. He already a lot. He is gonna go full Tasmanian devil, and that shit is going to be. He annoying, but when he find that out, he is going to give us theater.
yeah, he for sure is.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it for Miami this week. So yeah, let's like I said, let's get Black Ink out the way. You know where you want to start? Because I know where I want to start.
my my hey, my daughter is bad as shit. Hey, she got this walker thing, and instead of like pushing it while she walking, she crawled through it, and like it be stuck on her back, and she be
Big Mama to you.
like one of them stand to push walkers or whatever. And she, hey, she, it be on her back like a turtle shell.
Like Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. Oh, But so Black Ink, I'm very annoyed with myself that the Vagina Slayer is starting to uh wear on me, like in a good way. Like he seems like he his real name is Alex. I shall henceforth refer to him as Alex because it's hard to like him with a name like the Vagina Slayer.
Right. Well, he can't even say it.
But as I keep seeing the Vagina Slayer, he seems like a good kid. He is a good father. And I am I do believe that the police target him. I do believe that his father is probably a well-known uh drug dealer, gangster, whatever the case may be, because he won't even say his name.
Yeah.
So and he wouldn't say his name, and there's no reason in hell you should have warrants for 2 parking tickets. Like they really hauled this man off to jail for parking tickets.
Yeah. Unpaid
Like,
parking.
but I will say that it took for C's and Duchess to break up for C's to start being a decent person again.
You know,
Like either you are that weak of a man that you let a woman
who don't
make
use
you
car man.
you got with a woman and started acting like a complete shithead, or Duchess was just that toxic. Because I will honestly say that C's has not been annoying me this season, really. Aside from being too lazy to hire a shop manager.
Yeah, business wise, he still annoys me with some of the things he does. But as like that aside, like his personal shit, I'm not annoyed with C's, and he's actually being a halfway decent human being, and it's confusing the fuck out of me, honestly.
He went up to New York to get Alex out of jail.
Right.
And
The,
then
when
we're
he was in that,
seeing him,
okay,
huh?
when he was in
No, I
that,
said then we see him interacting with his daughter,
right?
who's being bullied in school because she's a little on the chunky side, cute girl nonetheless.
Yeah.
But it's really weird because for so many seasons, like I've really had no type of anything for Caesar aside for it's his shop. But other than that, he's annoying me. He's not really annoying me this season.
Right. He actually gave Alex some good advice, and I was like, "Who are you, and what have you done with Caesar?"
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it. I'm becoming a fan of Alex on the show, and I'm kind of glad that C's brought him back when Mel fired him.
Yeah, and it seemed
Um,
like Caesar's kind of taking him under his wing and shit.
oh, didn't we say that? Didn't we talk about in the chat about the show that um, judging by Mel's Instagram, she's opened up her own shop.
Yeah, we talked about it in the chat, and then we talked about it last week because I told you our
Oh
girl she told us about it.
yeah, so Mel not coming back,
Yeah,
and them reality TV checks wasn't even worth the headache. I feel you, girl.
right. I feel. Listen. You got a whole ass new shop, and you got the coin that you don't need these checks, and you ain't got to deal with Donna ass, who I still feel like you should put hands and feet on for that fuck shit that she did. I feel you. I feel you. You was like, it ain't even worth the headache. Come back to the shop with this bitch who teeth always fighting each other. I feel you.
I since we here, can somebody take the trash out? I mean, can somebody give her to Donna? Because I know the shop got to stink because she is so fucking trash all of the time.
And built like a bag of trash too.
Yeah, hefty, hefty, hefty. Like
All
what?
right, all right, all right. Okay. What the hell?
Anyway, so first, I what kind of life is you motherfuckers living over there in New York on Black Ink, where you are agreeing to be roommates with somebody that you've only known for a couple weeks? Like the shop receptionist. That's what I was looking for. The shop receptionist asked Donna if she wanted to move in with her because her roommate is moving to some other place and is moving out on her. Bitch, did you not just see Donna on Help Me Howard and how she trashed the room in that woman's apartment and wasn't paying the rent and all kind of shit? Like I'm not even trying to be funny. Even if the rent part was a lie, the room part was true. She trashed that lady's house.
Right. Like
They
she
had a
admitted to
dog.
that.
Like, how you homeless with a dog?
Right. 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 So like, listen to me. There is no way in hell
None.
that you own the whole ass nude
None.
for not paying rent. And even if that was a lie, like you said, she admitted to trashing the room. Just in the act of cleanliness and the integrity of your own home. Why in the fuck would you even risk having her as a roommate? Why? What? Huh?
Yeah. And no sooner is she moving in with this girl, do her goddamn dog pee on the girl floor.
Listen, let me tell y'all something.
And
So,
she laughed about it.
listen, let me tell y'all something. So, I didn't catch the live watching of Black Ink Chicago. I had to catch up yesterday, and I was texting Candace, and like, I was texting Candace like, so whatever the receptionist's name is, I don't forgot.
I don't even know her name.
Yeah, I don't. I was like, so she really just gonna invite Donna with her? She was just on the whole ass news for not paying rent, and Candace told me, and then the dog peed on the floor, and Candace and I told Candace I hadn't got to that part just yet, and no sooner did Candace text me back, that's when my feed caught up, and the dog peed on the floor. And listen, let me tell you something. When I tell you I was fucking screaming. I was in here on the floor laughing. I was like, this bitch done brought a dog. And the dog done peed on the damn floor. And she laughing about it. She's like, it's no big deal. Excuse you?
Bitch, you gotta go.
You got to get out of my house. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. You and the damn dog. It's a damn shame what they did to that dog, and it's a damn shame you ain't gonna have no place to stay because you got to get the fuck up out of here.
I was like, what? The shit was really. I was like, yeah, you and that dog would have had to get. It'd have been a grand opening, grand closing in this motherfucker.
Right, it would have listen. It would have been a dog eat dog world because your ass would have been through.
You and little sweet and sour chicken would have had to get the fuck about my house. Know
Y'all
that?
listen, y'all. You call Tyrone. Call somebody.
Cause oh, Walt in his cheesy ass poem.
Listen, okay. So Walt is annoying me because
This
like I get it. I get it. You're attracted to the receptionist. I get it. I understand. But my nigga, act like you don't have some pussy before. Like
please.
you are doing you know you are acting like Junior from Black in Chicago.
Yes.
You are acting like a nigga that is not used to pussy because you are reaching hard and shit. You take her to a damn open poetry jam and it was clear that she wasn't feeling it. Then you say this poem basically saying you want to fuck. Nigga, you ain't got to have a poem to say you want to fuck. Like what? What?
Yeah, it was weird. And it wasn't even a good poem. Shit was just mad cheesy. Like roses are red, violets are blue. You is chocolate. Let me put my dick in you. Like what?
The legit. That's it. Sound like a
John,
old.
what the fuck do you got going on here? Like,
What is this? It sound. You know what it was? It sounded like some shit that Wale would write when he first came out and think that it was deep.
yeah, definitely does.
Like, wow, I was just like, okay, all right, okay. You
So
Oh, go ahead.
I was just like, one, you about 57. Hey, what old as shit? If you if you can't give us a better if you can't give us a better haiku than that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Yo, why, why, why do look like the slave shop Negro? He do.
He do.
He do look. He do look. He do look like he should be in life.
This a whites only pie face ass.
Yo, he do look like 12 years of tattoo artist. He do. He do. Well, he do look old as shit. God damn.
Yep. 12 years unemployed.
And that is actual and factual. And you know what? And listen, you have said this. Curtis has said this. We still don't know what the fuck Walt do.
We listen. We don't know what Walt do at that damn shop. he literally, he literally the Tommy of Black Ink.
He really,
He ain't got no damn job, Tommy.
we don't know what the fuck he do. Oh shit. We really don't know what the hell that nigga do though. He just like Curtis said, he just there to keep shit going. Like Curtis and Lexi said, he just there to keep shit going. He just
Yeah,
a,
that's
he just a messy ass shop nigga. We here over there. He sure look like he don't been here before.
he damn sure look like he on AARP.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Um. Okay. So we feel very strongly about abusers and domestic violence here at Ratchet Ramblings. We
Correct.
don't play that shit. We don't condone that shit. Um, we will stop fucking with you behind that shit. However, um, can we finally get to verifying if young? Can we finally verify that young babe mama is alive or not? Because listen, it's been a while. It's been a whole while.
I mean, the thing is, it's not. I and we were talking about this pregame before we started recording. It's not that we don't care, and it's not that it's not a serious thing because it is. It's just the way that Big Fish and the show are handling it is very strange because it seems like they've taken something that's very serious and turned it into a shit show. And it's disappointing because we know that they have the ability not to do that with the way, like we talked about before, like the way they handle LGBTQ people on the show, like gay people and trans people, and like they have
Oh yeah.
they have the ability to handle things with a level of deference and severity and sincerity, but it just seems like with this they're making it like a field trip almost, like from the preview. Sky is gonna go with her to some of the shop is gonna go with her to Korea to see about her mom. Like you gonna take fucking Sky with you on a goddamn trip to check on your mama who is potentially at the hands of your daddy, either may worst case scenario may not be alive because he is an abuser. Like what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes. It's
Yeah.
I
So
don't feel like it's being handled like you said. It's not being handled with the level of seriousness that you should handle domestic violence situations if you're gonna discuss them. Like
yeah,
if you're not willing to go and say, hey, my mom could possibly be in danger at the hands of my father. I have to go see what the fuck is going on and make sure my mom is safe and okay or whatever. Like normally, when they talk about domestic violence on shows, how they put up They put up the little PSA when they go to commercial. If you're anyone you know, they
Yeah,
just
we
put them up.
seen
They
that.
didn't do shit. They was like, we about to throw a party. Now we about to go to South Korea. Hey, like what?
Right, Sky being loud as shit as usual. Like what?
Yeah, it was a bit much. It was a bit much. I was
See y'all done upset
exactly
the baby.
London. It was too much. It was too much. No, it's fun. No, yeah, I checked. See, shake your head. No, shit, not funny.
Right,
Mm.
no, upset the baby. Don't upset
Yeah,
London.
I know. Unsaid London. She shaking her head. No, then no, y'all playing.
Right, you looking at them with disdain.
Disdain and disgust. But but that is an amazing segue into Sky hiring this new shop manager who got beat the fuck up.
Ooh, listen, let me tell you something.
How you get beat up your first day at work? God damn.
Young Bay snatched her ass quick.
Yeah, she wasn't in the mood for none of that.
She was not the one nor the two. She snatched her ass quick.
Fast. In a
Right.
hurry.
Her, ah.
Lightning speed, she whooped that ass.
Yeah, listen, in one fell swoop, Young Bay didn't even look damaged. She just, yeah, hey, like it's a fighting game, and like Street Fighter, like you whoop somebody ass and you have a
Young
flaw.
Bay had all her power.
She didn't lose not one goddamn hit point, not one.
Not one.
I was like, oh shit, and like it happened so fast because like they panned out, and it's like the girl was finna go to the other side of the shop. Donna moved out the way, and she turned around, and Young Bay just was like, wow, and just snatched her ass. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, holy moly.
Right, and I ain't talking about just throwing like I'm talking about throwing blows, just not wailing, throwing blows to her dome.
Yeah, she got her the fuck out of here.
Right, and you know what? I don't blame Young Bay. I don't.
Yeah, get your ass up out my face talking to me crazy.
Right. Now I will say, Big Fish and the show, they all shade the boost because they did pull the receipts where Young Bay was acting similarly in the past, and not just her, like other people have.
Oh yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, oh, she back on her bullshit because she
Right.
did that to the Mexican girl who was the best tattoo artist they had ever seen in there.
Yeah. So I do, Big Fish, they did run the receipts back, and it was kind of like, well, Young Bay, you like I feel you, but you were acting like this towards people too in the past, and I think it was somebody else today pulled up. Donna had did that shit too at one point. So it's like I feel y'all, I do, but at the same time, y'all did do this shit in the past too.
Yeah, don't try to play that I'm stressed card. You know, you all if that's the case, you stay stressed because you
Right,
hoes always fighting.
right. So it's like I feel you, I do, and I was thoroughly entertained that you did put hands and feet on her and warranted. I get it, but you know that the receipts are there. That's all. That's it. It's But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for Black Ink. I think. Um, yeah,
Oh,
I think we touched everything that was on Black Ink. And listen, get Sky the fuck up out of here from the previews next week. Listen. Your son damn near put hands and feet on you. We don't care. The receipts and the shit has been put on you that you ain't being 100 about this situation with your damn sons. So miss me, like
like bye Sky, girl.
yeah, you still truly trash, Sky.
Yep. Some
So
things change.
right. So that's it for Black Ink. So you want to do Married to Medicine or Real Housewives?
I don't. Let's do Married to Medicine. It's because it's only really one person that I want to drag. Um,
I think I know who might. I think I might know who it is.
I do. I'll tell you. I am. Listen, Doctor Heavenly, you are blessed and highly favored, as your name would suggest, because Mariah should have put hands and feet on your stupid ass. And I mean that. I mean that from the bottom. I mean that from the deepest place in my heart.
And you
That you
don't
are an old coward ass bitch who wants everybody to believe you on this spiritual journey, but you can't stop disrespecting this woman's mom who has never said a fucking word about you. Help me to understand that. Like, no, seriously, help me understand that. Like,
oh yeah,
that has been the highlight. Only two things really happened that needed attention, but before we could get there, Quad and uh so I love Quad. Lord knows I do. But
yes.
she's a little dramatic lately. And uh so her and her husband have like this couples group therapy, about marriage or whatever. And I feel like Quad is kind of being a brat. Uh I'm not a medical professional. I can't imagine the type of stress and strain it takes to open up a practice and practice be successful. Um, I can't imagine the type of money it takes to keep up Quad's lifestyle as well. Like, I'm not being funny. This woman went and bought herself $170,000 custom truck for her birthday, and didn't blink
Right.
twice about the money. And I'm not saying that it's not all her money, but I'm for sure saying what I'm saying is it takes a lot to keep up that lifestyle, even
Right.
on both their parts. So for you to feel like he don't appreciate you and he don't this, that, and the third, I don't know that to be true. Because you gotta work like if a woman could buy herself $170,000 truck, you gotta imagine what she expects her husband to bring to the table.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that it's all about money, but we like the one thing about these shows is they reveal that a lot of all the women on these shows um are about status and money and being dressed in the finest clothes and the finest shoes and the best handbags and the nicest cars and the best wigs and shit like that. So I'm not saying that he shouldn't tell you verbally that he appreciates you, but I'm just saying he got to be clocking some hours to keep you accustomed to the lifestyle that you currently live in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the one thing. But he did finally shut his round face, pie face ass up and listen to Quad, let her vent, apologize, tell her he appreciated, he loves her, and gave her a hug and shit. And she was, and even then she's still like we just gonna see if my husband gonna change. Like, you married a doctor, honey.
Yeah. Like at that point, you have to see if he, you, and like I get it, but at that point, you have to allow to see that if he is going to change. Now, if he don't, then you got some decisions to make. But I feel like you have to allow to see it at that point, and if not, then you got your answer. And then you got, it's up to you to do what you have to do.
Yeah. And Dr. Jackie and her husband are trying to work out their marriage, and a lot of people are like, "It couldn't be me." I like the one thing I appreciate about Married to Medicine is between all the drama, you get to see some of the real life struggles they have that's not related to other girls,
Hmm.
because it has to be take a lot of strength and courage to publicly go through a cheating situation, publicly consider working it out or not, publicly start, getting back into communicating with the person that cheated on you. Like, I commend Dr. Jackie because her allowing the cameras to chronicle this journey of a 20 plus year marriage that hits this kind of rough spot. Um, I think it's good to see,
Yeah.
that the power of forgiveness is there. It can happen if that's what you two choose to do.
Yeah.
And Dr. Jackie's husband looks really remorseful as well.
Yeah,
He seems
because I think that's key.
genuinely.
I think that's key because the motherfucker nigga, anybody, but I in this situation, a man like he could easily like not be remorseful and typical straight man shit like he don't see nothing wrong or or he apologizing but he not really remorseful. He just want what he lost back. But I believe, like you say, he seems very sincere and like remorseful in what he did and putting her through that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. But yeah. So back to Dr. Heavenly. So at this pool party, at this '90s pool party that Dr. Contessa threw, Dr. Simone stirred up all this shit, and anyways, it leads to Heavenly and Mariah getting into it. And after Heavenly sat in that woman mama face, damn near in tears, talking about she apologized, please forgive me. I had no right to throw you in our petty bullshit. Please, please forgive me. Please, Mariah mama, please. Damn near damn near in tears. This bitch gets mad and says, yo mama again.
Again.
Dr. Heavenly Lady, bitch, ma'am, Miss Bitch. You've been talking about this fake ass spiritual journey that you've been on to better yourself and learn how to handle yourself better and this, that, and the third, bitch. Every time you turn around, you are disrespecting this woman on this woman's mama on national TV, who is still recovering from having a stroke. And every chance you get, you disrespecting her mama, but don't understand why her mama didn't forgive you, bitch. You was not sincere at all, not even a little bit. You deserve your lips smacked off. And then in the previews for next week, she said she talks about the girl mama again.
It's one of those things where I think I can't remember who it was, but it's one of those we were talking. It's some similar situation, but it's one of those things where it is completely and perfectly logical and rational to have issue with Mariah because she is fucking Mariah.
Yeah,
However, her mama ain't got nothing to do with it.
no,
Not at all. And he was
no,
wrong then. You're wrong now. And like you said from the previews, you're gonna continue to be wrong and bringing her mama into the shit when your issue is with Mariah. And again, valid because it's Mariah. However, her mama ain't got nothing to do with it.
correct. And that is dead ass how I feel about it. You can talk about Mariah without talking about Mariah's mom, who is recovering from a stroke.
Right. And that's really the black ass bottom line.
And the other bottom line is that you deserve your ass beat because you keep trying it. Like, don't keep trying me about my mom and you know she not even 100% healthy. Like, what kind of fucking monster are you?
Right. Where's this spirituality, Heavenly?
But next week it seems that Mariah well, tonight, should I say, Mariah gonna read her ass for filth and call her dusty and dirty.
And you know what? Valid. Not one
Here,
lie will be told.
here for it. That is that's really all I had for Married to Medicine. But again, I just want to reiterate: don't be asked. Don't if you're not sorry for something, you just not sorry. Don't apologize. I could respect that more than you running around apologizing, damn near in tears, begging for forgiveness, and you keep violating the person in the same fucking way.
Right.
Why? You trying to prove you on some fantastic Coolio spiritual voyage and shit, and you're not changing. You
Shit.
haven't changed one
Shit.
bit.
Her
One fucking
jawline,
bit.
her jawline look like Coolio.
You have not changed at all. Like, stop it. Just stop. Just if you don't like Mariah and you want to talk shit about her, her mama, her kids, her husband, whatever, do that. But stop trying to apologize when people be like, you dead fucking wrong. Oh, Mariah's mama, you know, I just I had no right to talk about you and put you in some petty beef that we had. And I am so sorry.
Let's talk about the goodness of Jesus Christ.
Like, bitch, you better ATL stomp your crooked teeth ass on out my face. Know that. She should have. Her mama should have battered her in the head with the cane, with
Uh,
her stroke cane. Get your ass away from me, bitch. Bop bop.
I can't stand you. I swear I can't.
Uh-huh.
Well, yes, yeah. So
But
Dr. Hannah is trash.
yeah.
One more. What the fuck? I don't know if we talked about it last week, but what the fuck is up with Dr. Contessa's nanny?
Um,
Like she
y'all
just.
get Donnell Jones' mama out of here.
uh,
Um, this is the thing about professional relationships. They need to stay professional. And I mean that because this is a fine example of what happens when you try to mix business and pleasure and be friends with people that you employ to do a job. You should have never built that type of a bond with that woman. She is not kin to you. She is not family. Y'all don't share no nothing like that. You pay that woman to do a job. That woman should come and do that job and take her ass home. That woman don't have no business going to social events with you. She don't have no business attending parties with your friends. She should be taking care of those kids. And when it's time when you and your husband are home, she should be going home. End of discussion. Now you have blurred the lines. Now you paying to get cussed out and get shit thrown at you. Like, couldn't be me. I'll tell you that fucking much.
She threw that shit. She thought she was Shay with the aim.
Couldn't be me.
But
Mm.
yeah, I think that's all I had. I also I think I said this on a previous episode. I think it was Curse when we was talking about Portia and Cannon. Everybody, uh, when it was Cynthia talking about everybody, I want to put the bullshit behind us, and I think I said then like it's always the person that is not involved personally shit that wants everybody to kumbaya and move on and all that shit. Toya,
Uh-huh.
Toya ass, like, listen,
Toya needs some dick.
she
Let's
ah that is actual and factual.
let's
But
get to the crux of that right now. She needs some sex, and until what's his name, Eugene, dick her old dizzy ass down, she gonna be doing everything because she got too much pent up energy.
right, because I was like, she talking about, well, I'm gonna be Mariah's friend, and if we can move on, y'all can move on. First of all, okay, congratulations, you want a cookie, that's fine. But as was it? Even though she started to mess at the party, when Dr. Simone sat down with her, it's like, okay, Mariah has extended people to forgive, uh, for people for her to forgive people, but she hasn't extended that for them to forgive her.
No, she hasn't.
And she hasn't taken accountability for the things that she has done. She is wanting them to take accountability and for her to forgive them and move forward. But that works both ways. Like you can't move forward if you're not taking accountability for your shit. And it's not like they lying. Like we literally like they have the tapes. Like they can pull the receipts, and they did. And it's like you're not taking no accountability for what you have done to these ladies. So it's like you and Toya done kumbaya, and God knows I don't know how because Toya mama was about to put hands and feet on you. But like, okay, good for y'all. Y'all have moved on, kumbaya, all that good, that, and the third. But Toya's not these other ladies. These other ladies don't have to move at the pace that Toya does. These other ladies don't have to forgive you.
No, at all.
So it's like that, and Toya trying to force it, and then trying to shame the other women for not forgiving Mariah and making it seem like, well, y'all the reason we can't move forward. Well, actually, no, it's the person that you got told on your arm saying that this gonna be your friend after you done damn near put hands. like a season ago, a couple of seasons ago, or whatever. So it's like Toya, like you say, she need until she gets some dick, she gonna be annoying like this for a while.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like I wish I could disagree, but I like she literally has not apologized to a single person. It's like even when they were talking about Clyde, she was like, "Clyde, we said some mean things to each other, girl."
Breaking up a little bit, Ken.
Oh, she was like, she never apologized. She never even apologized to Quad. She was
Right.
like,
You saw how
Quad,
Claude was looking.
Quad, we said some mean things to each other, girl. No, bitch, that's not no apology. Like, and the one thing I respect about Quad is Quad, like, I'm not sorry for nothing, so I'm not apologizing. It ain't
Right.
no hard feelings. Just stay out my face.
Right. Qual, you like I said, you saw Qual look at Qual sipping her goddamn drink. She was like,
She was like, child, okay.
She was like, couldn't be me. Yeah, but that's it for Married to Medicine. So, speaking of moving on and mess and shit, motherfucking Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
look, Real Housewives was a hot ass mess.
A hot, funky, junky mess.
You know what? We might as well pick up where the hell we left off. Speaking of people that kind of take accountability for shit, motherfucking Nene. Nene gonna set up this goddamn. Well, okay. First of all, we skipping ahead of ourselves. So Kim is back, unfortunately, and I want to know why she hates us and why she keeps um putting herself out there, and we don't know her, we don't want to know her, we don't like her, like we want her to leave us. Like I don't understand why Kim Zolciak still has to be a thing. Like if somebody can let me know from like if somebody let me know, please help. But I don't understand why Kim Zolciak still has to be on my TV with this whole
Kim
ass wig.
Kim is only back because they got rid of Phaedra and they needed to put a face there. And the fact of the matter is, let me say this. What Phaedra did was despicable. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
However, this season is drier than menopausal pussy without Phaedra Parks on there this season. Phaedra has had some of the best read downs and shade I have ever seen in reality TV. Because let's go to the infamous reading of Kenya when she told her that she went to a sperm bank and if she got pregnant, what she will know is that a man ejaculated in a cup so he could buy a medium pizza. Now check that. And then Phaedra turned around and read Tide for filth and said Candy wasn't giving him his allowance and maybe he should go dig in the couch for some change and quit hounding her about the $10,000 that she owed him. Do you know how shady of a bitch you got to be to tell somebody to go dig in the couch for some change over money that they owe you? I was
Yeah. Yeah.
that's like
Yeah. Like
permanently
Phaedra,
orgasm.
Phaedra has had, some if not the best read. He is absolutely trash for what she did to Candy. We have been consistent on that. Like that was despicable. But she added a level of entertainment to the show, and without her, it's pretty dry. And the sad part is that part of the reason that it's dry is because of some shit that she created and they let her go for. And now that she's gone, they keep talking about the shit that she did, but she not there, and the season is dry.
Yeah, like dead ass. If they was gonna keep talking about this shit with
So,
her being Portia,
you a little low, Candy.
I said if they was gonna keep talking about this shit with her and Portia and Candy, they
They
should
could
have
have
just
kept,
let her. They should just let her stay. Like
and
what the
especially if they were gonna keep Portia.
And Portia ain't brought. Listen, Portia hasn't brought shit to the season.
Listen,
Holy shit.
I Portia is a pretty girl. She's fine. I do enjoy looking at her on my TV screen. But with that said,
That's it.
she adds nothing to the. She's like Malaysia on Basketball Wives.
Mm.
Pretty to look at, adds nothing else.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's really it. That's all I. That's like really all I have. But for Portia, she's cute.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I agree. They brought Kim back because they needed something, and also Croy ain't working, so they needed a check. So
I'm so tired of Kim lying. So let's just go ahead and discuss the
the seance or whatever.
nuh let's discuss when Kim and Sheree met up for drinks and Nene was supposed to come and Nene ended up canceling on them and they got upset. First off, I'm not even trying to be funny because Nene gets on my nerves and she has been on my nerves a good part of the season. But what you won't take from Nene is the fact that she has made some money moves, okay, that don't have nothing to do with TV.
Yeah,
Nene has opened up businesses and everything else. So to see them two sit up there and talk about how she rent her Rolls Royce or her Bentley or whatever the fuck, this is coming from a woman who got a lien on a house that she just finally finished getting built.
I know, right? And then coming from Sheree when you got a prison bait.
Well, Sheree, the same. That's what I was talking about. Sheree, it's a lien on Chateau Sheree because she didn't pay the people. She didn't pay all her
Oh,
contractors.
oh, my bad.
And don't get me started on Kim, because Kim, when you thought Croy was still gonna be a big shit in the NFL, you didn't want shit to do with reality TV. Now he can't buy a job in the NFL, and now you done ran back to reality TV. Bitch, you not low. But what you will need to stop doing is lying on them goddamn kids. I put this on my kids. I put this on my kids, and be lying like a motherfucker.
All right,
I
listen.
put
When
this
you
on
do
my
sound
kids. I put this on my kids. Like you put everything on your kids. You even put some sex on your teenage daughter at the time for
mm,
some John Legend tickets.
mm,
Stop putting shit on your kids, fucking weirdo.
mm.
Stand on your own merit. That's how you know your word don't mean shit because you gotta put everything on your kids. I
Right,
put
like
this
are you
on
a
my
rapper? Like
kids.
the only people I know that put everything on their kids are rappers and niggas in the hood who always lie still.
Yeah, and she definitely always lying, so it's perfect for her. At that dinner, so after they got finished dragging Nene, well, let me take this back. Nene had a valid reason for not wanting to fuck with either one of them. Let me tell you that. Don't so Nene and Kim have always had an on and off again type of frenemy friendship, not really friends, association type shit.
Yeah,
Sheree had no right to bring Kim to Nene's house without
as
letting
a
her
plus
know.
one. Yeah, that's valid. Yeah,
Two, we saw all this shit on social media with about the bug incident, and did Kim not just sit her funky ass up there and tell Sheree that Nene had roaches in her house?
we saw that. That was a thing that happened. We
But
saw.
she swore up and down she ain't say nothing.
Look, you know how white women lie.
And then again, you brought your ass in Nene's house, breaking shit, throwing shit, causing a fucking scene,
Right, a
and
fight that you legit started.
you started it.
Cause for all the shit that we talk about Kenya and how wrong and shady and all that in the third that she is, you did start that. You had no business to comment on that woman and her situation, especially when you don't even know her. You know what I mean? Like if y'all knew each
Especially
other.
not to be
Oh, go ahead.
funny, but especially when you got Croy in a similar you didn't meet Croy in an organic manner. Bitch, you bought him at an auction,
Well,
at a dating auction. Baby, don't act like you and Croy just met in the grocery store and fell in no fucking love, bitch. Don't
right,
do that.
right. Now check that.
Please check that. But yeah, Nene didn't want to meet up
Which
with them,
phone?
and I
Which
wouldn't
phone?
want to meet up with. Huh?
Let's pause real quick. Why when Phaedra said that she said that like she was a villain in a Scooby Doo movie.
She
Check
was.
that. Beauregard.
Now check that. Like, whoa.
But continue.
Okay. But yeah, and then I was like, okay. Yeah, so we get to this little, I don't know what it is, a little spiritual retreat or what the fuck ever that Nene playing for the girls. First of all, that lady do got some strong energy because she was making me uncomfortable.
Right, listen. Mama was on 10. I would like you said, I felt that. I was like, this seems like her energy. I don't know. Like she must be part Saiyan because she emitting some very strong Super Saiyan aura right now, and I just don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, she had some real strong type energy. Like I was like, oh.
Right.
Two, let me tell you something. Don't invite me to shit where I got to turn my phone over like I'm in prison.
Yeah, I thought that was very weird.
I'm sorry, I got kids and shit. I don't give a fuck. It's just my phone. If I want to have my phone in my hand, it's my fucking phone. Don't do that. Don't play with me like
Like
that.
this commissary, my nigga. Like what is?
Yeah, that bothered me. But so uh, Kenya read Kim for Phil as usual.
Absolute filth.
But when Kim told that woman she reached her higher being,
Listen, let me tell you something. When Kim said that she herself, Kim Zolciak, was from a higher power and a higher plane, I fell off this goddamn bed. Do you hear me? Kim Zolciak said, I am more in tune with the spirits and the higher plane than you are, bitch. And you're not gonna talk to me in no kind of way. I was like, Kim.
but when that woman told Kim that she looked like a Dixie cup, and Kim got mad, you supposed to be of a higher being, and you shading me. And lady told her, you get what you give.
Right. Now check that. I mean, she didn't lie. I mean, hey, when you do clownery,
When you do clownery,
the clown comes back. I mean, hey, you get what you give. But that woman told, listen, that woman, and you know what, Kenya read her filth because she was disrupting the whole thing the entire time, having side conversations with Sheree, and it's just like I was just like, you know what, Kenya, you a motherfucker in your own right, but god damn if you ain't reading Kim. And as much as Kim may front, but Kenya get under her skin. Just as much as Kim get under Kenya's skin, Kenya get under Kim's skin because Kim, like you could just see it in her face, like she really don't have nothing to say to Kenya, and she can't really say nothing, and so she just like just sitting there with the I ate ass face.
she one of the best parts of that whole thing was when Kenya looked her dead in her eyes and said, "What is your problem with me? You have
And
a
who the
problem with
fuck
me.
do you think you are?
You have a problem with me over some shit that had nothing to do with you and you could have stayed out of. But you jumped your ass in some shit between me and Sheree. And now you mad. And at Nini's house, you fucking started with me. I didn't say shit about your kid till you started with me." And then Cynthia jumped in and was like, "That is true, Kim." And then Kim was like, "Be quiet, Cynthia." And Cynthia like, "I don't gotta be quiet."
Hmm? I know, right? I was like, and I was like, you know what? We do give Cynthia hell because she can't stand on her own and don't have no mind of her own either. But I was like, yeah, why Cynthia got to shut up? She telling the truth. You did you Kim Zolciak started with Kenya for no goddamn reason.
Yep.
So again, when you do clownery, the clown comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of, but this is what I want to say. So Nini's whole point for starting this shit was for everybody to clear the elephants in the room and clear all of the energy. And I get it. I get it. However, man, it's like we
You told them women you was gonna talk to them at this event, and then said I ain't got nothing to say.
like Nini, what? Huh? That's not the same. Like Cat Williams said, that's not the same thing. That's like somebody saying you gonna give me some pussy. Never. That's not the same.
Mm-mm.
Like Nini, what? And I like how was it Candy that said it was Candy or Portia, one of the two. I think it was either Candy or Portia that brought that up, and it's like how you have us bring out elephants, but you don't want to talk to us. And Nene tried to deflect and say, "Well, you and Candy, you two have some elephants on your own room." The motherfucking Candy said, "Well, you know, elephants live a long time."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Candy, god damn it. Because Candy tried to take over and like was like, well, you know, since Nene ain't gonna do shit, well, let me try to help out the medium and the psychic and kind of ease the room and shit. And Nene tried to deflect and say, well, you two got some issues to work out. And that goddamn Candace said, well, you know, elephants live a long time, honey.
The shit between Candy and Portia, that shit is never gonna change. So they have to stop expecting that, because that was some whole new other shit.
Pretty much. Candy has made it clear she is never gonna fuck with Portia, nor should she. She is not obligated to. And Portia is never gonna fully take responsibility for her part in that bullshit. So you got a motherfucker that don't owe nobody an apology. And you got a motherfucker that's not gonna take accountability and offer a sincere apology. I mean, well, she has, but it's Portia has apologized, but she also hasn't taken accountability. And I don't know how you reconcile that. So you got one person that apologized but still didn't take any responsibility, and then you got another
Exactly.
person, and you got the person that she did it to or had a hand in doing it to that's made it clear she's not gonna fuck with her. She's going to be cordial and keep the peace for everybody else's sake, but she is never going to fuck with Portia on any level. So let the shit alone. Stop trying to force them to have the elephant in the room. Like Candace said, the elephants live a long time, and elephants remember a lot. So yeah, let the shit dead. And
Please.
especially Nene, when again you said you were gonna talk to all these girls about the issues, and then ain't gonna say nothing. Just gonna sit up there and just let you just she was just gonna sit up there and let them argue, and then she was just gonna act like I don't need to say nothing. I'm gonna just what the issue is with y'all. The issue is y'all and y'all's issues. Leave me out of it. Nene, girl, what?
Exactly.
That ain't how this shit works. That ain't how any of this works.
Yeah,
Like,
she
are you
was
okay? No,
really
the fuck.
ridiculous.
Are you okay? No, the fuck you not. I
Mm.
was speaking of her and goddamn Sheree got into it over Felon Bay.
Sheree is going extra hard over a nigga who charges you could look up on the goddamn computer. Bitch, bye. That's all I have to say about that. Literally, bitch, bye. We can Google his charges, honey.
The internet is free.
That man is in jail for a reason, honey. Don't you dare sit up here and try to act like it ain't. Like, god damn it. You don't. Just be like, okay, my nigga a felon, and what's up? And go on about your business. Well, his charges, he appeal and everybody appeal.
Like she right, she really tried to make it seem like it's not that deep, and it's like, well, actually, sis, yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Actually, it's kind of a big deal. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
So
So,
I was like, and then this conversation Kim had with Nene and like accused her of doing drugs. Bitch, ain't nobody on drugs. People just sick of you.
pretty much. And like you know it's bad when Nene leaks ass of all people is sick of you.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, girl. But
Like,
I want to talk about Kim implying Kim flat out saying that Candy and Todd tried to have a threesome with her and eat her out and this, that, and the third.
Started off the episode with that when she had that conversation with Sheree. Yeah, I know. Come on with it, friend. Come on.
Uh, so this thing that y'all straights do, where y'all assume that because a man or a woman is bi or gay, that they want to fuck everybody they come across. It is disgusting. I am not trying to be even remotely funny when I say Candy had an opportunity. Candy and Ty had an opportunity to ban Portia 87 Ways from Tomorrow. And they turned her down. Do you really fucking believe that we believe that Candy and Todd wanted to eat your pussy, Kim Zolciak? Do you? Do you think we? Do you think we believe that? Do you think we, able-bodied, sound mind adults, believe that Candy Barres, who is fine in her own right,
Correct.
and thicker than day old grits?
Correct. I think that gets lost in the sauce sometimes too.
We do forget how fine Candy is.
Correct.
Candy is a beautiful woman.
Yes.
Okay? And thicker than the lace on some of y'all wigs. You think that this woman who could have fucked another woman who is as fine or probably a little bit finer than her with the body of a goddess
Yes.
would turn that down to try to eat your vagina, and you look like Patrick Swayze in drag from Tu Wong Fu? Answer me, bitch. I want to know. Bitch, I want answers. Okay?
Has to be.
I want answers.
Oh shit! I felt that.
Because y'all have truly got me fucked up.
Oh Lord, I felt that in my soul. Oh shit! That
I,
that might be the show title. I don't know.
well, answer me, bitch.
Yes.
Listen, answer me, bitch. I need real answers because
Ah.
let me tell you something. Every bi and gay man and woman is not fiending to fuck every person that they come across. Sure, they sure in the fuck are not trying to fuck people that they consider friends. Do y'all get that? Do you not understand that not only was you cool with she was cool with you before she did Tardy for the Party, then you never gave her a fucking dime for Tardy for the Party. Why the fuck would I want to eat somebody's pussy who owe me some fucking money?
I
Bitch,
mean,
you is Kim. I'm starting to think that you got the shit that football players got. Did Croy pass that down to you?
wait, nigga, did you just say his CTE was hereditary? What? What the hell is wrong with you?
Do you have it? Have you taken some hits on the field, bitch? Because you sound fucking ridiculous. Like, I could not believe the fucking nerve of Kim when she said that. I could not believe it. Like, I thought, but I was hoping she was gonna say, "Girl, you know I'm just joking. I was just being funny." And she was serious. She tried to, eat my No, she didn't. No, she didn't, Kim. Because that thing been wide open for a lot of folks. It wouldn't have been hard to eat. That thing been wide open since when you was sleeping with that married man, girl. Now take your ass on somewhere. This is what you not finna do, and you're not gonna ever do it. Like I have something deep in my spirit just goes terribly awry when white women try it with black women. They claim that Candy was trying to fuck Portia's best friend, Shamia. Shamia finding the motherfucker. Portia finding the motherfucker. Candy finding the motherfucker. You are literally at the bottom of the totem pole of fine for the whole cast, Kim. Let's talk
Let's
about this.
let's I mean let's
You are the least finest one on that show.
you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Like literally, I would say it's Kim, Nene, Marlo, and Marlo fine as hell too. So the fact that Marlo is this far down on the totem pole, Marlo, uh, then I would say it's a tie after that because Sheree, Kenya, Cynthia, Portia, and Candy are fucking gorgeous. Like
Yeah,
I'm not even funny, but I feel like Real Housewives of Atlanta has the most physically attractive cast.
I agree. I mean they
So
don't say Georgia Peach for nothing.
yeah, like that's the most attractive cast of all the reality TV shows.
So but yeah, Kim's also there trying it. Like she just like, I was like and listen, I
Kim, don't nobody want that little funky ass walleye you got between your legs. Going the fuck on somewhere.
listen, goddamn Candy. Like when Candy went off on social media, like I text y'all. I was like, did somebody hack it?
I remember that. Yeah, she
Man,
ran her too.
I was like, Candy, girl,
She pretty much said, "You lying ass bitch, stop lying on your kids, bitch. I never tried to fuck you. I'm the queen. I'm the real GA Peach." And I saw an interview with Candy.
and
I saw an interview with Candy, and I didn't realize it, but now I do. Candy is currently the longest consecutively running member on the show now. Nene, Sheree, and Kim have been on and off the show for years. Phaedra's gone. Portia is fairly new. Uh, yeah, Candy is the queen supreme of the show. Honestly,
yeah, yeah.
yep.
So I mean, hey, Kim, you tried it.
And
You
got cut
tried,
down to size.
yeah, you tried the fuck out of it, and goddamn Candy read your ass for filth. I was like, oh, I was like, ooh, Candy, oh, oh, so,
Listen, then retweeted her goddamn self. She
right,
meant she meant business. Like
theater.
Candy had a now check that moment.
You know what?
When you put that extra on the end of that, that's business is meant. Business is meant.
Right, because you know us black folks will add an extra vowel, consonant, lisp on something in a minute.
Now check that. You see what I'm saying? She meant business. Candy was not here to play with Kim retarded ass. I'm not a fan of Kim. I've always felt Kim was slightly racist anyways.
This was just the icing on the cake.
Yep. And I also I wanna have a little flashback on this episode. Hey, remember when Lawrence was on there singing like he was in the opera? Lord, let your people go. I was like, Lawrence, Lord, Jesus, baby.
Oh, baby, what is you doing?
Little baby, come on now. Let my people go.
All
That
right.
nigga went into that deep vibrato and shit. I was like, oh, nigga went to a baritone.
All
Oh,
right.
oh, oh, go.
All right. Okay. All right. That is a goddamn no. All right. Okay. All right.
Oh
All right.
God, I love y'all. Wow. So that was pretty much all we have for tonight. But um, so next week we are going to try to really pack it in. We're gonna discuss some new shows. Um, we're gonna Jeremy and I both are gonna get caught up on Little Women Atlanta.
Yes.
Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta just started, and it's only like gonna be 2 or 3 episodes in. So Jeremy's gonna watch that. I've been watching, so we'll discuss that. Um, and we're gonna have the theater for you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully, but it looked like shit is about to get hectic on quite a few shows.
Yes.
So my whole body is ready, like a tingling sensation, and
Mm-hmm.
shit is
Shit
ready.
gonna get
Like,
real in Love and Hip Hop Miami next week.
mm-hmm. I am ready for that.
Ready.
So a couple interesting things did happen on social media. So apparently today, Ja Rule woke up 15 years later and said, "Let me start arguing with 50 Cent again."
Listen, first of all, I didn't know Ja Rule was still with us, and I know he was in that Five Festival shit, and I forgot about that shit, so I didn't know he was still with us. Listen, let me tell you something. I know it's rooted in homophobia. I know, and I know it's wrong, and I felt bad when I laughed. But when that motherfucker said "tickle booty," that shit had me. I had to go to the bathroom at work. I had to go to the bathroom and laugh. I really did. I was like, I know this is homophobic. I know this is fucked up, but god damn, that shit had me crying.
This it was like Ja Rule pulled the, I just find it funny that
Right.
and like went back to a 15-year-old beef that they had, and a beef that he lost really badly. Like
50 ended
50,
his career.
50 ended his career with that beef. Why
And
would you bring up a career-ending beef?
and first of all, with a nigga like 50, because 50 is petty as fuck.
50, 50 has treated his own kids like shit. Do you think that he won't wind up like a goddamn toy and get back on your ass again?
Nigga. I saw that, I was like, oh, because at first I thought it was like an old tweet or something. No, that
Me
shit,
too. I had to go to his turn. The fuck going on here?
I was like,
Oh,
Ja Rule in 50? In this economy? In 2018?
I was like, oh my goodness, is it 2003 again?
Right, right.
I was about to put on Wankster. Like what?
Like,
I was about to go find one of them G Unit wife beaters.
right. Ja Rule just woke up and like, I have time today. I, I, I was, hey, mm,
I,
good the hell look, everybody.
yeah. And then saw something else. This is let's Quavo Offset. Offset. Offset had a song lyric and it said something about I don't mess with queers, I don't fuck with them queers, I don't get down with queers. Some weird shit like that. And when the gay community rose up like a choir on a Sunday to get in that ass, he conveniently found out that the definition of queer can also mean weird or strange. Now let me tell you something. Had this been anybody other than Offset, I might have allowed it. But Offset misspelled definition. when he typed that whole shit up. He
You
spelled it
mistyped a whole bunch of shit.
he spelled it definition. And you know what really pissed me off about that? That definition had a red line under it, and he could have corrected it to definition, and he chose not to. So
So
there's
you
no
chose.
way you're going to tell me that a nigga who can't spell the word definition or even let autocorrect correct the misspelled word for definition
The
took his
sincerity in your voice is killing
took
me.
his ass to Google and typed in define queer and got a definition that said strange adjective meaning strange or weird. You motherfucker. You, let me tell you what we're not gonna do. If we know nothing else about the LGBTQ community, we know that they are some of the wittiest, most adept, astute people you will ever come across because a lot of slang in 2018 has roots founded in the LGBTQ community.
Let's talk about it.
So you are not going to piss on this community's leg and tell them that you just poured lemonade on it. Queer for a long that's just like hold on. If that's the case, gay also means happy. But when we say gay people, we're not talking about happy people. We're talking about a community of people. So you're not going to sit up here and tell me that you said queer and meant strange or weird because the word weird sounds very similar to queer. So you could have just used the word weird.
Right.
I don't fuck with no weirdos. Get from around me. You said queer, you meant gay people. If you could have you thought you were going to get away with it because you thought you had something, because initially I'm sure that lyric had the F word in it.
Right.
And then somebody was like, oh, hey, my guy. And he was like, oh, hold on. I'm going to just say queer.
Yeah.
They ain't going to get mad about that. And then I saw a lot of straight black people talking about why the gay is so sensitive. And excuse my term, because I hate when they call people, I hate the gays thing. Like saying you people to black people.
Right.
Uh, why, what, how, how dare you tell a marginalized group of people what they can be fucking offended about when somebody is using gay slurs in their music? And I saw kind of ignorant questions like, what's the big deal about them caring about what somebody says in their music? The guys, people, niggas, black people, fucking idiots. Hello, hi. Yes. Do we remember how when Trump first got into office, we saw a rise in hate crimes? Because the leader of the free world made people feel comfortable enough to finally be open with their bigotry again. We saw Muslims being assaulted. We saw nooses being hung from trees and all kind of hate speech being spray painted on shit and go back to your own country and fuck niggers and this that and that. We saw a rise of hate crimes when Trump took office after spewing hate speech for years while he campaigned. So how are you confused about why men making homophobic comments in their music could lead to hate crimes against the LGBTQ community, specifically the men and the trans women? Are
Uh,
y'all the fuck okay? Y'all not
um,
okay.
no, no, they're not. And like I know we have a show where I mean, for God's sake, the name of our podcast was Ratchet Rambling. But we never take don't take an opportunity to talk about important issues. Because this our show, and I mean, hey,
Who gonna
y'all,
check it?
right? Who now check that.
Now check
Um,
that.
so that's one, and then two, we definitely don't miss a chance to talk about important issues when there are issues that affect um, us, that
Marginalized
we
groups.
care
Yeah.
about, because black gays are a thing, and we care about black shit, and gay issues, trans issues, LGBTQ issues, in my opinion, are black issues because black people exist in those intersections, like one of our great friend Curtis. Um, Trans men and women that we follow and who graciously allow us, cishet people in their spaces, to learn and to absorb what they talk about in their experiences in their lives, and be better people towards them and for ourselves. So we never don't take an opportunity to talk about these things, and I kind of stayed out of it um, because
I didn't
go ahead, go ahead.
I didn't say very much on Twitter because it's like, but I did when somebody was like, "Well, what's the big deal about them saying blah blah blah?" And I did. I was like, guys, hate spreads really quickly.
Yeah,
Like,
like
what are y'all
the value, the status quo, and how we okay, so here's the thing, like for people that said, because I think this came up like when Chappelle did his stand up or whatever, and people were like, or was I think it was, I saw a tweet today that ties into this. It's like the LGBT community don't want equality, they want special treatment. Well, okay, let's unpack that a bit. What is the status, what is the equality? Because the equality is everybody gets jokes, quote unquote, and everybody gets talked about, quote unquote. Okay, let's unpack that a bit. When the status quo is everyone gets talked about, and you tie that to how marginalized people are treated, then the reason people don't want special treatment, they want the status quo to stop. And it's not specific for one group. That's why black people don't want, us as black people, we don't want white people telling certain jokes or saying certain things, because it keeps up the status quo. And the status quo is that your black ass life, my black ass life ain't valuable. The same with women. Like, as well, women don't want certain things talked about by men, and why there is, the Me Too movement, and like women having a voice about the mistreatment that they have experienced for centuries, because it's challenging the status quo that, hey, this shit is not okay anymore. This shit is not okay to do. Men, you need to change. You should want to change to be better people and stop mistreating women. So, with gay people, the value, challenging the status quo that, hey, gay is weird, gay is bad, gay is all this, that, and the third. Challenging that raises the value of each of these marginalized groups' lives. And if you raise the value of their lives, then the status quo gets changed. And if you change the status quo, then everything gets better for different groups of people. So yeah, you can't say fucked up things about gay people and trans people, because that literally is adding to the status quo that, hey, their lives aren't valuable, they are weird, they are the problem. And like Candace said, the value, the more you devalue their lives and their experiences and their humanity, the easier it, tying it back to what Candace said, the easier it is for people to commit hate crimes, the easier it is for people to pass laws against them that strip them of their rights and their humanity. That's part of the reason why it is so hard for oftentimes trans women, and oftentimes trans women or and men of color, to find work, is because the status quo and value of their lives is so less than that they can't be their authentic selves with getting work being their authentic selves, because the status quo is that these people are weird. They are tricking men, quote unquote. They are going in different bathrooms, and what about our kids and all this? So it lessens their life and their quality of life in this country. And so when you make head ass comments about them, you're just adding to the problem, and it makes it harder for those people. So it's a bit more of hypersensitivity to that. And as black people, I feel like if anybody should be able to understand that, it's us, and especially towards other black people that fall in these intersections of these communities. And it's just so disappointing that whenever these issues and topics are brought up, so many black people drop the ball on this shit. It's just so disappointing to our own people, to other black gay people, to other black trans men and women. Like, we dropped the ball willingly. straight black people, we willingly drop the ball on these issues to people that look like us at these intersections, and it's just so disappointing.
Yep, that's and so with that, stop being fucking dumb. Thank you.
Yeah, we
Uh,
say all that to say stop being.
then the last thing I saw on social media that I thought was interesting was this morning, comedian and actress Monique got on Instagram and made a call to black people to boycott Netflix because Netflix offered her $500,000 to do a comedy stand up, and when she was like, "Hey, my resume should garner me far more than a $500,000 uh, offer for a stand up special," they told her, "Well, we don't look at resumes." She said, "Well, if you don't look at resumes, you gave Amy Schumer $11 million for a stand up, then turned around and gave her $2 million more." And they said, "Well, we know that she'll get the engagement we're looking for. You not so much. Although we think you're a legend, we don't think your stand up will do numbers on our app. So you better take this $500,000 because that's all we're willing to offer you and run." And so Monique said that Netflix was racially biased and gender biased, and she was hoping that everybody would boycott Netflix. And I got a couple thoughts on that because this is one of those things. So I do believe that Monique is a legend in her own right on the comedy end of things. I also do believe that Monique is a good actress because we saw her go from one end of the spectrum, a goofy mama in the Parkers, to Precious Mama in that
Yes,
movie. That I don't know the actual name of it. I just been calling it Precious for all this time.
precious. It's precious.
Okay, and
You won an Oscar for that too, didn't you?
she did. She's an Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
I do truly and wholeheartedly believe that Monique was blackballed, like she said she was, by Lee Daniels and Oprah. And this is why I don't put a lot of stock into Oprah because I know she's full of shit when she wants to be. Because we also saw Oprah blackball Iyanla when Iyanla didn't do what Oprah wanted her to do. And then they later made up, and she needed Iyanla for her network because Iyanla Fix My Life was probably one of the higher rated shows on network.
Yeah.
But for a long time, remember, we did not see Iyanla whatsoever. When she lost Oprah's co-sign, Oprah did everything in her power to make sure Iyanla was left with scraps.
Yeah.
So, I give Oprah her roses to an extent. Maybe knock them down to carnations, cause she does some shifty, shady shit herself. Uh, Monique was offered the role of Cookie in Empire, but they wanted to pay her. They wanted to severely underpay her. And I'm not even being funny, but I would love to know how much money Terrence Howard makes per episode. And then I would love to know how much they offered Monique per episode to see if Monique was tripping or if Lee Daniels and these motherfuckers was really on some sucker shit. Because if Monique wasn't going to be making more than Terrence Howard, I don't want to hear shit nobody else has to say. Period,
Yeah.
point blank. Because Terrence Howard is a terrible fucking actor.
He
Okay, man?
always he played the same nigga in every movie.
Hey,
In
man.
every movie, TV, anything he does, he played the same nigga.
Hey, man. Terrence Howard is also a scumbag. Let's not
Yeah.
get that. He
Yeah.
has a hands problem,
Yeah. Let's not forget that.
if you know what I'm saying. Um, but so here's the thing. As a comedian, I do feel that Monique should have been offered at the very least a low seven-figure deal for a special on Netflix to get to feel it out. And if it didn't do well, fine, don't renew her for another special. If it did amazing, offer her some more money for another special. I feel like that would have been more than adequate. $500,000, in my opinion, was a slap in the face, especially when you are paying Amy Schumer's thin lip, unfunny ass 13 million, and Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are doing 20 million an episode. So, uh, yeah, they kind of played her, but at the same time, she is not been on the comedy circuit heavy. So I also understand Netflix apprehension. So it's like a gray area in there somewhere. But I'm not boycotting Netflix because they gave us Stranger Things and Narcos, and they do pay black comedians. Like we're gonna act like 20 million to Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and so
Yeah,
but
I saw that real quick, and then we get out of here because we don't want to piss off boss man. I will say this: I kind of pretty much stayed out of it. There was a good somebody I can't remember who was it. Blame it on my head, not my heart. There was someone that had a really good nuanced thread about it on Twitter. But I can't remember who it was. And I do think there was foul play at work with Monique. I and I will say this: I don't. I'll say this. Everybody want my money back. Everybody that's listening to this podcast, me, Candace, everybody want my money. And like I think this happened with was it Amy Schumer, Lena Dunham, one of the two. Well, it was that article that came out where they cherry picked something that her manager or her had renegotiated a contract that she got more money, and they cherry picked it and made it seem like she compared herself to Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and they kind of played it and cherry picked it because they knew that black folks we don't fuck with her, and they kind of cherry picked it to be like, oh, this white woman that we know y'all don't fuck with said that she is the same as Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and it's like when you actually read the article and see what she said or see what her agent negotiated, it was like, oh, well, that's not really what happened. She was just like, these are my peers. If they getting 10 million, and if they both getting 10 million, let me get, and I'm making a million, shit, let me get 2 million. Like, let me, like, who don't want more money? So that's kind of how I think of this Monique situation. And we're probably gonna talk about it on Crown and Collars next week anyway, and I go more in depth in it. But that's kind of what it seemed like to me, like putting the other stuff aside. It's like, hey, who don't want more money? You know, but I don't have anything um, to add. And I think what you said was very poignant. And yeah, I ain't boycotting Netflix either. I'm just saying, I ain't boy. I'm sorry, Monique. I love you, but I ain't boycotting Netflix. But yeah,
yep, yeah. That's it for us this week. We'll be back next week with some more ratchet ramblings. Hopefully, we be able to. Hopefully, we got a guest for you. A guest to bring on and discuss things. And uh, have a good weekend. Have a safe weekend. If the weather's bad where you are, be careful. Love on somebody. Get loved on. Be a. I'm gonna let Jeremy give his out my favorite saying from him.
be a greater and not a hater hoe.
Yes.
And we are out. Bye.